Viewer beware, you're in for a scare.
Feliz Navidad. Prospero años en felicidad. Y felicidad. I don't know the words to that song. Welcome to the very super duper special Christmas episode, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, whatever. It's coming out on Christmas. So, Merry Christmas and happy whatever is going on in your life.
Happy Hanukkah, kicking Kwanzaa. God isn't real. Happy God isn't real.
Happy God isn't real. Happy the winter solstice for all of my Wiccan brothers and sisters out there, my witches. I'm Elliot, by the way, before we get into things. I'm here with Skylar. We're here to ring in just the happiest motherfucking Christmas you've ever had. And we have a lot of big things planned. Maybe some special guests coming on later. Who knows? Stick around, though. You'll find out. Welcome to Midwest Scum. Winter solstice, though. Nobody talks about that. But it's like a witch thing, I think. Like, witches do shit on it. And, I decided I'm gonna be a witch next year, dude.
You're gonna be a witch?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a witch next year.
Not a wizard? Or a warlock?
I don't know. Well,
or a
warlocks are, it's implied that you're a thrall of some being, whereas a witch or maybe a wizard. But I decided, since like all of my ex-girlfriends have one thing in common, and that's that they're Wiccan. So I was like, next year I'm just gonna cut out the middleman. Fuck getting a Wiccan girlfriend. I'm just gonna be Wiccan myself,
There's nothing wrong with that. I've done a few Wiccan rituals myself.
Really?
Actually, my cat, I did the Wiccan ritual to make him my first cat, Sora. I did the Wiccan ritual to make him my familiar.
Oh, nice. So you can like see through his eyes and.
It's more he just wards off bad spirits.
Is
what the whole familiar thing is supposed to be. Basically, the ritual was I had to wait until the month. Well, I think it could be done any month as long as they're it's after you get them. But it's supposed to be done in October, and you draw a picture of your cat as best as you can, and then write their name on a card, and you. Or on a piece of paper or whatever, and you fold that up and you put it underneath your pillow or like in your pillowcase. You sleep on that until the end of the month, and then on the 31st, Halloween, you take it out and you go and burn it.
Wow. You did all that? Wow. It's a lot of fucking work.
I mean, not really. You just draw a picture of your cat and then write his name on a card and then forget about it. Set a thing on your phone for 31st, make sure you burn that fucking piece of paper.
You put it under your pillow though? Does that not bother you when you sleep?
I mean, I put it under in my pillowcase on the opposite side of where I rest my head.
I see. I can't be touching anything for me to fall asleep. I have to climb in a very specific zero gravity chamber that is
say you're suspended midair.
Yeah.
Just
I climb in and it's it's sort of like a machine that looks like one of those iron lungs from back in the day when people had I don't know, black lung or whatever, and in the 20s and 30s, and they would come home to the mother in the iron lung. It's kind of like that, but I climb in and then from my neck down, once you turn it on, it I don't know, does the opposite of gravity. I don't know all the science behind it.
But it's so that no particle touches your body at all.
Yeah, so nothing is touching
no
me.
Atom.
Not a single thing is touching me. And that's the only way I can get to sleep. That's why I don't sleep a whole lot, cuz it's an expensive fucking machine, dude. You wouldn't believe the electric bills I have just trying to sleep one night a week. It's preposterous.
Like they thought you were mining cryptocurrency, but when they came to investigate, they were just like, "Oh, this guy's a fucking weirdo." Okay, carry on.
They're like, "Sir, why do you have that iron lung?" And I said, "No, let me explain." Just as I did for the last, 3 minutes there, I explained it to the police officers, and they were like, "Well, you're still using too much electricity." And I said, "No, look, I have the bike. I have an exercise bike that's hooked up to it to generate, a current, but it takes a lot of effort, It makes it seem like, oh, I pedal my bike and get my workout." You see these, James Cameron types who are, like, "Oh, look at me, I'm saving the environment. I have this bike that I pedal, and I get on and get my 30-minute workout, and then also have a lamp that I can have on for the day." And that's pretty much what it is. That's the equivalent.
Yeah, for you foreigners out there, here in America, our energy, we have to earn it. So we have to have either an exercise bike or a treadmill or something that's hooked up to our our meter. Mm-hmm. And if we don't hit a specific kilowatt hour average per month, and they send they would be the equivalent to the electricity Gestapo, and they come and break your kneecap, so you end up even more in debt to the electrical companies.
You still have to get on the bike after your kneecaps are broken. It's not.
That's why I went with the hamster wheel option. There was a hamster. It's a bit more expensive, but in the long run, it saves you 30 to 40 cents a year.
Yeah. Plus, it's kind of cool that plastic track it's fun to look at. You can staple up, I don't know, magazine papers on the inside, and
I just put my Spotify playlist of every single Sonic song that exists, and no time flat. I've achieved my kilowatt hour average for the month.
Yeah.
That I have to give back to the energy company. It's a give and take.
Yeah. You could claim them on your taxes, but it happens so often that usually the regular energy exercise tax credit is enough to cover. You don't have to really worry about deducting all of it. But man, I love to be an American. I tell you what, it sure is great.
Yeah, best country in the world. Woo! Absolutely nothing bad going on here.
Nope, not at all,
just
dude.
Good times all around. You get your gun, you get your driver's license, and you get a Bible. That's guaranteed for all Americans.
Guaranteed, yeah. Yeah, man. How did we... What were we saying? What was I saying before?
Wiccan stuff.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm gonna be a witch. I think I'm just gonna take it over next year, dude. I think it's gonna be my shtick. It's gonna be my new chapter. Witch Elliot.
Witch Elliot, okay, yeah. I'm down for that. That's a cool arc.
Yeah. I think witch is a gender-neutral term now, maybe. I don't know.
It should be for all my trans sisters out there.
That's right. Holla.
Anyone can be a witch if they want to. And it doesn't have to be a J.K. Rowling witch, because,
yeah, we
don't talk about J.K. Rowling.
No, we don't. But speaking of J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter, fucking, have you been seeing the Hogwarts Legacy fucking gameplay trailer?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that shit looks pretty good. I was gonna ask you how hyped you were about it, because I know you're a big Potter head, pothead, as they say.
Yes, that is what we call ourselves in the community, is potheads.
Potheads, yeah, that's definitely what I heard around. But, I mean, that game looks kind of cool, dude. I watched a 20-minute video of it, of a showcase of gameplay, and there was the one dude who was hired in specifically to be gay for the game and just be oh my god, I want to play this so bad. That was his whole thing the entire time. But the gameplay itself was kind of cool. So
it looks good, yeah. I mean, just the fact that you can use the killing curse.
Yeah, that is pretty.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, fucking Crucio, dude. If I were in the Harry Potter world.
Okay, let's get this straight, Elliot. Crucio is not the killing curse.
No, it's not. It's the torture.
But yes,
curse.
you can. Yeah, you can use Crucio.
But you can use Crucio. I know Avada Kedavra is the death curse. I'm not a fucking moron. I know my fake.
I would
Harry
hope
Potter
so.
Latin
We've
names.
had many long conversations about the Harry Potter lore and its consequences on the world at large. Mm-hmm. But that's
I've seen
not
the PowerPoints you've made. Like, I get it. I
yes. Get it. We've gone over this many times. But yeah, I'm excited for it. It looks good. It looks good.
It looks pretty cool. Definitely stealing like a shitload of RPG elements. So my concern is like, how deep are they going to get into the RPG mechanics? Like, they can't get too deep. A regular old so-called pothead wouldn't be able to like understand all the RPG mechanics. They're basic book bitches. Like, why would
are they? I mean, I feel like it's about in our age range. It's the popularity of Harry Potter. It's like 30-year-olds.
Right. Yeah.
30-somethings, not exactly 30 yet, but like, not ready to deal with the reality of becoming 30. It's for those kind of people.
Yeah. Not quite a woman, but not exactly a maiden. Yeah. Right. I don't know why I'm trying to.
You wonder about the RPG elements. I wonder about God damn it.
The romance options.
Well, I mean, they're all teenagers.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like Persona.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, this is best girl, but only best girl through the eyes of the protagonist because he's my vessel.
Yeah. Like, you put yourself in his shoes, and or her shoes. I think you can play as a lady.
I think so.
Cool. You can be who you want to be in the army.
The first time in Harry Potter world where a female protagonist exists and is the main character.
I don't know.
Good on them.
Yeah. I mean, there was like a musical about fucking Hufflepuffs, right? I think there was like a main.
Oh yeah,
that,
Cursed
right?
Child, right? Yeah.
And Cursed Child was the Cursed Child a girl? I don't
know. I didn't fucking read that shit.
Oh, okay.
It was like some fanfic level stuff. It was like the My Immortal, but J.K. Rowling wrote it herself.
Oh my god. Fuck, dude. I want a full, complete copy of My Immortal. I want to read it. I want it in its entirety because it's so cool.
I actually got it tattooed on my back. The
opening paragraph, something about like some preps as I was wearing my System of a Down shirt. And
I can't remember anything about it except it was like written through a very edgy, like 14-year-old girl from the mid 2000s.
It was like, here's my outfit, and it's like a dark, ripped t-shirt with fishnets and long black eyeliner and like the whole list of the outfit. And then every time she introduced a character, it was like
Draco, Gerard, Billy Joe Armstrong, Malcolm Way, or something like that.
Yeah, but he had it pointed out his like black painted fingernails and eyeliner, and
he was goth.
Yeah, he was goth. And then and Harry himself. Vampire.
If I can't play as Gerard, Draco, Billy Joe Way in the new Hogwarts game, I'm gonna be very pissed.
Yeah,
I'll be very pissed. To what I was trying to say earlier, in this new Hogwarts game, there is another, maybe it was in the thing you saw, maybe not, but they have like a magical menagerie thing where you can go and like go into this like alternate, I don't know, what do you call it? You'd like call it like a port key. It takes you to a different place, and then you can like build up a little base where you can get your potions and you can like raise animals and tame them and stuff.
Oh, yeah, where it's they put in like the Fantastic Beasts movie stuff where like the main dude was like, "Oh, I take care of beasts and I speak in a British accent," and then like he has a bag that is it's like a pocket dimension for fucking beasts or something.
I don't know. I didn't watch that shit either.
Oh, you didn't watch those? Okay. Yeah,
I
they
stick
totally,
to the true canon.
Yeah, they totally took that. That's part of the extended universe with I only watched like I think I watched the first 2 of those movies, but it was just like a prequel with like Dumbledore before he wore robes and was Jude Law. Like that's what I remember of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they showed the like the room of requirement that you can go in and turn into like your own fucking
I think
base.
that's it. I think that's it. And it's like time gated. It's like Animal Crossing style where you have to wait so many in game. It's more like a mobile game where you have to wait so many hours for your shit to grow, for all your like carrots to grow, so you can make your witch's brew. That equates to like 2% more XP per kill or something. It's gonna be something stupid like that. I just know it.
Yeah.
Unless you pay the primo bucks and get the good you get that platinum snitch.
Yeah.
You pay for the platinum snitch and
you pay the super duper deluxe edition with like, oh, here's the dark arts robes, you can look like a bad guy, and that's like the incentive to pay an extra $25.
That's what I want, because I think I side with Voldemort. I think
I think Voldemort did nothing wrong. That's
No, Dumbledore did do nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong except stand up to Voldemort. That was the only wrong thing he did. Voldemort had it in the bag. I mean, he was set. At least in the British wizarding world. I feel like if like I mean, guns have to exist, right? Like that was the major. I know in I think like the 6th or 7th book, like the prime minister calls the president and he's like, "Oh fuck, there's some shit going down in the wizarding world." The president's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I was shot hot cocoa out my nose, dude. Holy shit. Like, of course guns exist. How have they not, like, rolled in with the military and just mowed this dude down?
Yeah.
He's in a bed sheet with a fucking stick that can do magic. You guys have, like, AR-15s. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Just see him, like, there's some weird shit going on at this abandoned castle. Let's send an SAS. And then they just immediately wipe out, like, they kill everybody, like, indiscriminately. It's like a whole, it's one of those things that's swept under the rug. Like, no, everybody in the country knows it happened, but we all just pretend it didn't happen, that there was a bunch of fucking freaks in robes that were pointing their wooden sticks at each other. And, like, the muggles, they can't see that stuff. They can't see the stuff flying out of. I mean, some can, I think, but most time you like obliviate the muggles from ever seeing that shit. But I mean, at a point, when does the US military get involved? When does
like how big of a threat, like how big of a global threat was Voldemort really?
He wasn't. He was only a threat in like the British Isles.
Just that one like region.
Like he would have like best case scenario, he conquers, the UK and Ireland and Scotland. He takes that whole area, and then the United States military finds out about it and they nuke. They see what they're fucking with. Like, shit, these guys can just kill you by pointing a wooden stick at you. Fuck that. They just send in a bunch of drones.
You don't fuck with that. Yeah, drones with nukes, dude. Like, what is a Horcrux gonna do to a nuclear bomb? Like, does it really have to be some stupid magic ritual? Yeah, right, dude. A nuke will destroy that shit.
Yeah.
She just didn't mention it in the books, because it was like... Yeah, if Harry Potter had made, like, 2 phone calls to, like, the President of the United States and been like, hey... this is what's going on over here, And then they're like, oh, okay. And they send, like, SWAT teams and shit. And then it'd be done. That would be like it'd be like 2 books max. So.
Unless it's Donald Trump that is president at the time. And then he'll, he'd be like, Voldemort. Who's this Voldemort? Great guy. Great guy.
Okay. Great guy. I really, people are telling me he's a bad guy. But I can't do a Donald Trump impression. But
I know. I wish I could. I really wish I could. There are some people that can, like, really well.
Yeah.
And I envy them because it's so funny.
It is. I'm not good with voices in general, but yeah, he would team up with Voldemort, and then America would.
I mean, there were okay. So like it stands to reason that there's probably an equivalent to Hogwarts somewhere in North America somewhere.
Yeah.
Because there's one in Russia, there's like one in Central Europe, there's one in I think there's one in like Sweden or Norway or some fucking shit, some like Icelandic country, and there's but
I think there's
did
one
they
in
just snub
India.
the Americans?
Yeah.
In Africa, I think Africa too.
Yeah.
Because I think Africa is like you learn how to cast magic without a wand. Don't quote me on that. That's some deep lore, but I think that's true.
South Africa. Yeah. That's cool. I know that there's like wizards all over the world just based on that one like PS2 Quidditch game. Did you ever play that game?
Oh yeah.
Dude, that game ruled. It was so cool. It was just like Quidditch, but you could play as the American team and win. And it was awesome.
Always win. It's like the World Cup.
Yeah. That's essentially what the game was. It was just the World Cup of Quidditch. It was cool. I liked it.
That one came out after all those bad, like the PS1 Harry Potter game that's notorious for the Hagrid that only has 5 pixels.
Yeah.
There was that game. Then there was another one that was Sorcerer's Stone. It was on the PC.
I played that one too.
And it was different than the PlayStation game. It was like better.
Yeah, like you had to like draw the spells in class to learn it. It was like Flipendo, and then like later on you could use Flipendo in the world to do a bunch of shit. I don't remember what Flipendo did, but I just remember
whatever was required of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because in the first the first Harry Potter book, Harry doesn't cast a single spell throughout the whole entire thing. Even the movie doesn't cast a single spell.
Whoa, shit.
Yes,
you're right.
Fun fact.
Holy shit! I never.
He does not. Cast
he
spell.
gets his wand at Ollivander's, and he's like,
that's like the one part you could say maybe he cast, but he didn't know he was casting it.
Yeah, and that wasn't even really like casting a spell. It was just like a gathering of magical energy.
Right. It was like the wand reacting to him because it was Tom Riddle's wand and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Stuff that J.K. Rowling eventually made up later.
Yeah. She was like, why did I write all this? We'll just make something up. We'll fucking figure it out. Who cares? People don't care. Order of the Phoenix was not a good book.
No, it wasn't. I was probably one that like I didn't finish it on my first.
Yeah.
I didn't finish it on my first read through. I remember because I had to take one of those tests in elementary school to make sure that you read the book.
Yeah.
And I ended
up having
that. What the fuck were
those called?
Star tests?
Star tests.
Something like that.
Yeah. I know that one was like to determine your reading level, and then there was one that was like it was the same program, but it was like a comprehensive test on the book that you claimed.
Yeah,
to
just
have
making
read.
sure you have read it, so you weren't dumb.
Yeah, easier than making kids like write essays, like book reports and stuff. It was just like in chapter 3, Hagrid admits that he's never seen a woman naked. Like, do you...
Oh, Harry, I was just trying to see a vagina.
What color was his umbrella when he opened it? It's like, well, like I'm going to remember that in that passage. Come on.
You obviously weren't. Why was Hagrid in the women's bathroom in chapter 4?
Oh man, rest in peace, Hagrid.
Yeah.
Hagrid's actor. He passed.
Right. He
recently.
did. He did. At least you got to do the whatever anniversary.
Yeah, that was sweet. It was nice to see. Fucking Harry Potter, dude.
We just talked about Harry Potter for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
based off that game that hasn't come out that we're both hyped for because looks good. Looks good.
Yeah,
looks real
it
good.
does look cool. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna drop like $120 on it and play it day one or anything, but
no,
it's on my list. I'll get to it eventually. You know.
A funny thing about that, recently they said they're pushing back the PS4 and original Xbox One release and they're gonna release the next gen version like before it, like 3 months beforehand, and the Switch comes out like very last. So God, it seemed maybe they took a page out of Cyberpunk and were like, well, maybe we should spend a bit more time developing for these last gen consoles.
Yeah.
So it isn't utter shit.
It was an absolute garbage. Like we're at the point in the console cycle now that it's like, really, they shouldn't spend any time developing for the PS4 or the Xbox One. Like, you know, just dump your resources into current gen development, and then like worry about making PS5s more available at some point. You know, I think they're more available now. I'm just poor.
Yeah, they are more. I saw one actually at my local Walmart the other day, and I think that's a good. It was only one though, and I was very tempted to buy it, but it was the disc version or discless version.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna, I already got a discless Xbox, so if I'm gonna get another game console, it's gonna have a disc drive.
Yeah, I have a couple games that fucking I should have just got for the PS5 and just waited to buy them, but I didn't, and I got them on the PS4. But like the disc version, like Dark Alliance is the big one, which it turns out that game kind of sucked in general, and that it's like I didn't realize it would be like a what are those things called? Games as a service fucking thing, you know?
Games as a fucking service.
Yeah, it ended up being like that, which really sucks because the art style is so cool and the setting is fucking fantastic, and I'm, you know, but it ended up being like really shitty on the PS4.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't very good on the Xbox either.
Man. Weak.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about these games as service games. Most infamously Anthem, which was, BioWare's like
just absolute flop.
Oh man.
Total mistake.
It has a good framework for like an Iron Man game, I guess. But that's all that there is to say about it. Like the flying and stuff was the best part about it. Everything else sucked.
Man, that sucks. Why can't they fucking figure things out? Game developers, what are you guys doing? You're on blast.
They are on blast. Like, there's a shift from everybody's starting to realize the bullshit that is these games that are released in an unfinished, unpolished state, and then you have to wait a half a year for them to get all the patches out, and then they start releasing DLC that if you didn't buy the whatever super mega deluxe edition that's like $150, then you're not getting the full experience. Fuck you.
Yeah, they have like the audacity to fucking charge you for completing the game that they put out. Like, you know, when are we gonna rise up?
Yeah, gamers, rise up. I mean, they are starting to rise up out there. There's some unions popping up in the video game industry.
Oh, nice.
Which is a good thing.
Good. Yeah.
I'm all about my union boys and fighting for workers' rights, labor labor rights.
Hell yeah. All about the working man. This is a working man's podcast.
I believe it was Abraham Lincoln who said that if a man claims to love America but hates labor, then that man is a hypocrite.
That's not. It sounds like something Abraham Lincoln would say.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere, but it might not have been him. It could have been Che Guevara or Hitler, for all I know.
Or Linkin Park, Abraham Lincoln
It was
Park.
Abraham Lincoln Park. I've become so numb to the Confederacy.
One thing, my fellow Americans, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard I try to free the slaves.
Rest in peace, Chester Bennington.
Yeah, Chester. Shout out, Chester. But what was his name?
Chester Bennington.
I should know these things, but I'm a bad person, and
his death hit me super hard because it was. I mean, it's been at least 3-4 years now.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know. He was such a big part of my early life that it was just sad to hear that he had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it sucks, dude.
He wrote there were a lot of songs he sang that were so sad, and it's all the signs were there, but I guess in the end it wasn't enough.
This song is literally a cry for help. You read
in the end, it
of
doesn't
Linkin
even
Park
matter
songs
at all.
Yeah.
And the Asian guy, he went and did his own thing, and he had that one song that was used in every single athletic competition ever.
What's
20% pain, 10% will.
Oh,
50%.
I thought that was Kanye West.
No, that was Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger.
Oh shit!
Which came out around the same time.
Okay.
But the Asian guy from I forget what his name is.
I don't know.
But yeah, he had that song. Fort Minor, I think, was his band name.
Oh, there we go. That sounds okay. Yeah, Fort Minor. Yeah, kind of like when Chris Barker, is that his name? Blink 182 guy.
Oh yeah.
Drummer dude when he went off and did his thing.
Troy Baker.
Not Troy Baker. It's good to see Troy Baker's returning for Death Stranding 2. It's gonna be sick, dude. That game, whew, I saw that trailer, and I mean, there's a few things about it that I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know what's going through Kojima's head. Somebody posted a video of a tour of the Koji Pro building, dude. His office is insane. That shit's crazy.
It's just a bunch of fucking Oculus Rifts, but they're the the ones that have a spear that goes into your cerebral cortex and sucks all the creative juices out of you.
They didn't show that in the video.
No. But we know it's there.
It's there. Yeah,
it's there.
It's there. Yeah.
I can sleep peacefully knowing that's there in his office.
Yeah.
I like to think he has in his personal office, he has one of those torture devices from MGS1 that Snake was put in, and he religiously gets into the after he has his he has his morning coffee, his morning tea. He does his ritual, and then he strips down naked and gets into this torture device, and he has some intern come in to berate him for 30 minutes while he struggles for oxygen.
What the fuck?
That's what happens in MGS1, right?
With
Solid, he gets put into that torture
shit.
chamber thing. Maybe I'm kind of conflating MGS2 and MGS1, but I know Snake gets put into the torture chamber, and you have to tap triangle. Am I wrong, or am I fucking There's a torture scene in MGS1.
Yeah, in MGS1, yeah.
And
but
he's like,
he's just getting like choked out, I thought.
It's been so long since I played it. I thought he was like strapped up to something and getting tortured by liquid, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, he was being tortured by Ocelot.
Ocelot, right.
Yeah. But I think it was just like an electric current that he was shocked with.
So okay. I'm mixing the two. I'm thinking Raiden hooked up to the thing naked. And also getting an electric current.
Yeah.
Like, he gets like jumper cables strapped to his balls or something. And that's part of his morning routine. That's his creative process.
He just wakes up every day and like as he's brewing a cup of coffee, like the kettle is on the stove and it's just starting to boil, but that's where he hooks up the jumper cables and gets a good 12K volts to the nuts.
Yeah.
And then
it's
just
a healthy
enough
amount.
Just enough to, black out until the tea kettle starts
expand some of those synapses in the brain
mm-hmm.
through the balls, of course.
Yeah. I hear it's like a salvia trip. If you get tased in the balls super hard, you just like go on, like your brain explodes for a second and you go and live a whole life and then wake up and then you're like, oh, my coffee's ready. That's a lie. I've never heard that before, but I think that would be
That'd be funny if that was like the next big thing to sweep the nation and get the kids all addicted. Like they're addicted. They go out and buy fucking stun guns just to use on their genitals.
Yeah, that's the next like TikTok challenge. It's just fucking
tase your balls.
Tase your balls, bro. I tased my balls and I was living in fucking Cleveland with a wife and 2 kids for 3 months until I snapped out of it. That's what freaks me out about like salvia. Like what if the life you're living right now is actually just a salvia trip? You ever thought about that?
No, but I am now.
Oh, okay. All right. It's probably
freaking out.
One of my paranoia thoughts.
I've always heard Datura is like the one that you don't want to ever do because it's like a gamble. You can either have like a really good trip that frees your mind and you become a psychonaut and get like super telepathic powers and stuff. Or it can be really bad and you like start doing crack cocaine and
like it just breaks your brain.
Yeah, basically.
Man, that sucks. Didn't that show up in Fallout New Vegas?
Datura? Well, no, they didn't use like real drugs, but I think there was an equivalent. Maybe.
That's what I thought there was like a Datura root or something that you could find in the the expansion with Joshua Graham.
Maybe it's been so long since I played that game that
I reinstalled it recently because I
want to play it again.
This. Yeah.
But it's so hard to go back to, especially after Fallout 4. Like, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, fanboys, sure. But I think Fallout 4, gameplay-wise and, like, aesthetically, is more super pleasing cool to play. I love I love New Vegas. I've played it, like, I have, like, 500 hours in that game.
Damn.
But it's hard to go back to, especially like play. Like my only option is to play it on console too, so I can't like do a playthrough with like max graphics, even though like the max graphics and the graphics overhauls aren't that great.
They're still not super great. I was gonna try to find some mods and play it modded, and then I was like, this is a lot of work to replay a game. That
it is,
I
don't have that time. I need a AAA company to do it for me. And also make it worse in the process.
Yeah, every fucking game is getting a remake. I mean, fucking why not, dude? Some of them are worth it though. Like you've been sending me shit about like the Witcher next gen update or whatever, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's obvious they put a lot of effort into it. It's not I mean, Witcher 3 is so new that it's like not worth doing the Resident
like
Evil
it's
2
still-
remake quality. I have more hope for the Witcher 1 remake that's going to be out in like 2030
Man. Yeah.
for that kind of level of just change, like completely changing how the game works, updating
Yeah,
it
if
and
they're
making
gonna-
it, bringing it up to modern standards.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna bring it into the canon too. That'd be fantastic because it really like, it was one of those when they got the rights to use the likenesses and stuff. Like he still hadn't totally finished the story. I think he was working on working on the storyline of adult Ciri at the time, like writing the books. So they were like, okay, well, we don't know where this is really gonna go, so let's just pull the like amnesia angle and have him like relearn a bunch of stuff, and then like there was a bunch of character inconsistencies between the books and things like that. But they like sort of adopted some ideas, like that, like Ciri has like elder blood or whatever, right? She's
Yes.
she's the child prophet or what. They took that and put it into like this kid named Alvin, and you played the first game. I don't know why.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
explaining this to you. But-
yeah.
But like that storyline it was literally ripped from Ciri's like backstory, and they just put it into this fucking little kid, and
Because they didn't know if they were going to be able to capitalize on it.
yeah, they didn't
It was just
know
going to be
that
like
it
a
was
one-off kind of deal, I think.
It was still a risky, like it was kind of risky for them to make the game, and then it turned out to be fucking awesome for the time. And then, Witcher 2 was fucking dynamite. That game is fantastic.
Yeah, the game was
dude.
really good all the way
my
through.
God.
I was actually able to port my Witcher 2 save over
Oh,
into my
nice.
new game plus of Witcher 3, which I thought was really cool.
That is sweet.
Because my first Witcher 3 go around, I hadn't played Witcher 2. But then I bought it later and I played through it, and lo and behold, I was able to, all the weird choices I made, like I went with Yorveth instead of LaRoche.
Nice. That's cool.
So that made for a different,
Yeah. Did you
I haven't,
side
like-
with, like, the Scoia'tael? Did you do the whole, like,
Yeah, I did the elves.
the non-human side?
Yeah.
Nice. That's what I
Which
did. I needed
doesn't-
to...
Which, with my Witcher 3, like, one of the first things I did was I found a Scoia'tael outpost and I killed all of them. So, but given the events of 2, it was like, it was, everything was kind of left black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Still, like, whoever you helped out wasn't they were the best choice for, the outcome that was going to be.
Yeah.
And, that's the whole point of The Witcher. It's like, even though Geralt in Witcher 3, he'll be like, I don't like getting involved, but he gets involved all the time with everything. And like, all the time he gets involved. Even just like little shit. Like, oh,
really
here's this
does.
tiny little village. This guy's wife fucking disappeared 5 days ago. Oh, lo and behold, he was a fucking werewolf and his sister was trying to get in his pants, or his wife's sister was trying to get in his pants, so she led the sister out and killed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could like just be like, oh, I don't want to explore this any further. Whatever. Like, 'cause the sister comes up to you and she's like, oh, wouldn't it be better if he just, thought she was dead? And you can be like, yeah, sure, I'll take that 30 groschen. Fuck it.
Yeah. You can just, like... She just convince you to walk away and, like, don't even, don't worry about it. Don't worry, we're just doing werewolf shit over here. And you're like, alright, there's bigger fish to fry, or... No, evil must be eradicated. But, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a good game.
The
I
game's
like it.
really
I enjoy it.
the books themselves. I haven't finished the whole series of them, but they're really big on the political drama too, like Game of Thrones style, heavy politics of, it really gets into like the spy Dijkstra and the like sorceress circle or the mage circle, and then like all the rulers of every fucking region and what their ties are and things like that. It gets into the politics a lot, and then it's like Geralt's not even involved in a good majority of that, but he does get super involved when it's like go time and like shit goes down and there's a big catastrophe, and it's like, oh well, there's Geralt and he's gonna fucking kill some people and like fight wizards and shit and witches, sorceresses. I don't think they're called witches in the Witcher world.
I don't think so either.
Maybe witches are female witchers. Oh shit! So I'm gonna be a witcher. Is what I'm saying. Next year. That's my
I think
plan.
witchers kill witches.
Oh.
Canonically. Well, not in the Witcher canon, but like the real life canon is a witcher would be someone that would slay someone that does witchcraft. Or is involved in witchcraft, like demons and...
Yeah,
it's
the occult.
I always love bringing this book up because they basically took the idea of Witcher, but they gave it a different name and they called them spooks. And it's from a book. It's from a young adult book called The Last Apprentice.
Oh,
and he's the last apprentice of the last spook. And there, I'm not. This is 100% real. You can Google this shit right now, audience.
Oh my god.
They're called spooks, and there was a movie made, and it was a terrible movie. I remember because it came out when I was working in a shitty movie theater.
Yeah.
It was called The Last Apprentice, and I believe they changed the name from Spook to something else for that. But that's what they were. They were monster slayers. They were witch hunters. They were, inquisitors.
Just real spooky guys.
Yeah. That book went on for like 7 books.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was a whole like anthology.
Wow, shit. Good for him, dude.
Yeah.
I'm trying to write a fucking anthology. That'd be sweet.
Just write a young adult. Fucking, they'll eat anything up. Just make it a female protagonist, and you're a man writing it, so you don't understand how women work.
Exactly.
So you have to have the period chapter.
And I have to be like, they have to. Yeah, where it's just really confusing.
And she has to use a bow. She has to eventually learn how to use a bow. Like, she learns from her father how to hunt. And then she kills her father in a hunting accident.
Yeah.
Because he was, like, taking a shit and she thought it was a deer. And he wasn't wearing his orange vest.
Yeah.
And an orange cap.
Right. Those are necessary.
Those are necessary.
If you don't have those on, you get shot. That's the rule when you go out in the forest.
She has her huge compound bow, and she pulls the string up to her face, like right by her nose. Breathes super heavy. And then she kills a deer, and she feels really bad about it, but then she like cannibalizes it because she's hungry.
Yeah, she rips out the heart and eats that and absorbs the deer's power.
And then has her period.
Yeah. Because it's a young adult novel, we have to bring it back.
We have to bring it back to the kids.
Yeah.
We have to bring it back to the children.
Yeah. And then
make it relatable.
There'll be a twist in the like towards the end of book 1 where like she sees, because she does mistakenly see a deer for her dad who isn't wearing the shit, but like she actually does see a deer, and then it turns out that deer is a were-deer, and who's also a hot teen boy who goes to her new school, and then she has to struggle with those feelings on top of having her period, and
that's the key.
Yeah,
the period is the key.
That's the repeating element that carries through. There's a theme that I haven't thought of the theme yet, but it'll definitely involve periods.
It'll be heavy period related, menstrual related. As a man, you can write about that
As
confidently.
a man, I have so much insider knowledge about these things that they just have to be shared from my male perspective.
But yeah, that's what you should focus on young adult writing, because that's fucking just schlock. That's just easy schlock.
Yeah.
And even though it's kind of a gamble if your shit gets like put out there and gets put into libraries where some 4th or 5th grader will read it, and then they'll make that their entire identity up until their like junior, senior year of high school.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm getting mailed copies of, it would be, oh shit, what I haven't thought of the title, but it would be like the My Immortal of whatever I title the book. And it'll be fanfic that I'm like receiving fanfic and reading it, and then I'm like making that canon. If I just turn it around and publish the fanfic.
So you're saying you're using like fan fiction to write these shitty young adult books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's just crowdsourcing. I just I put in a little bit of creative energy into book 1, enough to hook them, and then get them to write their own fanfics.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're doing the R.L. Stine thing. 'Cause that's what R.L. Stine did. Like once he was starting to burn out or something, he was like, "Oh, why don't we just have a sweepstakes and we just pick some random fucking kid to write a story?" And then he like has a kid like pick the title of a story, and the kid writes the story or like does an outline of it, and he's like, "Oh, I really like the title of that story. I'm not going to use any of what that kid wrote. I'm just going to use like fucking Shocker on Shock Street because that's a really good title."
Shocker on Shock Street.
That is a real title. That is a real
man.
fucking title of
What
R.L.
is the-
Stine book.
The fucking cover of the book is just 2 fingers and then a bent ring.
I think it's
finger
like a
and
giant
pinky
praying
finger.
mantis, like wreaking havoc on a suburban
What?
street. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm pretty sure it is. I'll make it the thumbnail of this video. We'll just be Shocker on Shock Street. Unedited, because it's,
you have to you have to put in the shocker, like the praying mantis is giving.
Oh, I thought you meant
Yeah.
like the ring finger. You hold the ring finger down. That's the shocker.
Yeah, you bend your ring finger down. You don't use your ring finger. The shocker's the
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yes.
But it's a praying mantis with shocker hands.
And
then
and like the crying emoji face.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is perfect.
or like I was thinking of you take Shocker's head from Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Photoshop that on the praying mantis with
like the shitty
Shocker
PS1
hands.
version.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like it's 5 polygons. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. If that's not the thumbnail for this episode, then please dox me and my family.
That's our that's our Christmas gift to you. Is usually we don't make these until well after or well before. I don't know.
I think I've said before that I storyboard the whole thing. I make like
that's right. Yeah.
15 to 20 minute animated film that I only pull one frame of for these thumbnails.
Yeah, you cut down from like a 60 FPS, like 20-minute movie, one
Like
singular frame, the perfect frame of that movie.
Yes.
Wow, that's the kind of effort you can expect from us, ladies and gentlemen. Merry Christmas again, and happy,
oh yeah, it is Christmas.
Yeah,
Merry
it's
Christmas. I hope you got everything you wanted.
Yeah. Me too. I hope that you also got... I mean, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, if you're, whoever out there not celebrating the holidays, I hope somebody gave you something. Or, like, if you just drink a bunch of eggnog. Eggnog fucking rules, dude. I love eggnog. Are you a nog man?
I'm a nog head, yeah. I would say
Nog head, fuck yeah. Dude, I love eggnog. I just
like drinking
eggs.
a bunch and getting belligerent with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Just uncomfortably belligerent after drinking a bunch of eggnog. Like, they fill a whole punch bowl with the stuff. It's like, who's gonna put a whole punch bowl full of eggnog down, not expect, Uncle Skylar to drink it all within a 30-minute time frame, and then he goes on a fucking tirade for another 15, and then like the rest of the night he's spent in the bathroom because that's a lot of eggs.
Like you drink a gallon of eggnog. That's like a solid
That's a lot of
6
protein.
eggs.
That's a lot of protein. I'm not working that out.
No.
I'm not going to the gym after that.
I just imagine you walk in and you go to the food table and you're just like, hey, what the fuck is this? And then like that zooms in on the eggnog bowl and they're like, oh God, we didn't know. What, did he change his mind? Does he not like eggnog? But then you pull out like, there's like the ladle in the eggnog bowl and it's like a really small ladle and you're like, this isn't gonna fucking cut it, and you throw that and then you pick up the bowl and just start drinking it, and then and then your like family in fear is like cheering on because they don't know how else to react.
Well, yeah, if they react any other way, I'm gonna not be a happy man.
Just beat the shit out of it.
you either do the bro chug, or you get the fuck out. I don't care if you're fucking 3 years old, my 3-year-old nephew. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Uncle Skylar's trying to chug down some nog.
It's nog time, motherfucker. You don't... Whew. Man, I love eggnog though. It's
good stuff. Yeah,
it's really good.
I mean, I even drink the non-alcoholic version because it like pops up in grocery stores. Even though eggs are very expensive now,
dude, they are. It is killing me. Eggs are like a majority of my diet. It's
like here where I live, an 18-pack of eggs was like almost $4.50.
Shit.
For an 18-pack.
Wow.
Like, how am I gonna make my protein shakes?
Yeah. Like my day. Yeah.
I need
stopped
at least
making a
6
daily
eggs
protein shake
for one shake, and I drink 5 of them throughout the day.
That's a lot of eggs. Jesus
You need
Christ.
that much eggs. My fucking protein shake is basically a cake. But I need that. I need them gains.
I'm just imagining 6 eggs in a blender. That's most of the blender.
It's most of it, but then I throw in some cake mix.
Just that you getting that protein, bro, dude. Yeah.
I mean, I like the chocolate. I like the birthday cake flavor. It's my favorite.
I had a cookies and cream one a while ago.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
pretty good. It was just like, Oreo pieces or whatever. Mix that up with some coconut milk. Get a chocolate powder that's supposed to be protein, but you can never
throwing
really
a little
trust things on
HGH
labels.
in there. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Can't wait to start shooting up some tea. Get
yeah, that's what we say. That's what we say. Shooting up some tea.
just have some fucking I'm just gonna come up on the show and like my voice is gonna be like this and it's gonna sound really good.
But your balls are gonna be like this.
Yeah, but who needs balls? They're fucking overrated.
All cock, no balls.
All cock, no balls, dude. I don't know.
I fuck
Maybe
with that.
it'd probably be like it wouldn't bother me, but
Might bother some people.
Yeah. I also think the ball shrinking thing is a myth. I think that your balls don't actually shrink, and it was just a deterrent to keep, because like what's scarier than that as a young child to hear like, hey, if If you fucking do steroids, your balls are gonna shrink, and you're like, well, guess I'm never doing steroids. My tiny ass balls, I can't afford to make them any smaller. Like, it's terrifying.
Every time Arnold Schwarzenegger does Ask Me Anything on Reddit, I always be like, show us your balls. It's always one of the most upvoted comments. But he never answered my question. I've been doing this since 2013.
This is unrelated to the steroid question. That's
Yeah. I was like, I don't even care about the roids. I just want to see your balls.
just show us your balls, dude. Whew. Well, that's a good place to leave off, right? I don't know. Do you have any last minute holiday wishes?
Bah humbug. Bush did 9/11. And I think Obama and Kanye West are actually in cahoots with one another.
Oh.
I'm not calling Obama a Nazi. I don't think he knew about that. But they were working on a mixtape, and we're never gonna see it now.
Oh my God! Why? I didn't know. Now my soul will be incomplete until that happens.
Until the Yeezy Obeezy mixtape drops.
Maybe next year.
We can only hope, Elliot. Yeah. We can only hope. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Indeed.
To all and one, and to all a good night. I forget how it goes, but you know what I'm saying.
What goes on here?